A 5-month-old baby is dead, and the Carmel daycare where it happened is now closed.
It's a story our Call 6 investigators broke today on the IndyChannel.com, and tonight our Drew Smith is looking into other accusations facing the daycare operators.
I'm standing right across the street from the Stacy Cox in-home daycare center in Carmel. Now, the state took quick action because a baby died over there on January 24th.
That would just be the most tragic thing that I could imagine ever happening to a parent.
Johnny Upton is a neighbor, imagining what it would be like to lose a young child.
I'd probably lose it.
Yeah.
They would probably be picking me up off of the floor or the ground.
This is the owner of the daycare, Stacy Cox. On the day the baby died, police say she and her daughter, Kirsten Phillips, tested positive for marijuana. Phillips works for Cox at the center.
That's just incomprehensible to me.
Problems at this unlicensed center date back to September, and undercover Carmel police officers say they found safety violations in the center.
A lot of home daycare centers come and go because after 2 or 3 years they're burned out. They can't do it anymore.
Kay Hugus runs Abacus Early Learning Center on Indy's northwest side. It's a state licensed facility. To avoid these child care tragedies, she thinks that all in-home and ministry daycares should be held to the same high standards.
Just the safety of the kids. I mean, if they're telling me that this is what's best practice for these kids, then regardless if the kid, who's taking care of that child, that's what's best.
There are 3 types of regulated daycares in the state. Centers like Abacus have the most stringent regulations. Then there are unlicensed places like Stacy Cox Child Care. Hugus says these types of centers are dangerous.
You get tired, you get stressed, you get overworked, you get overwhelmed with things. Like, oh, I'll just, take a minute. And in that minute is when something happens.
There will be a court hearing next Wednesday to determine if the Stacy Cox in-home daycare center can reopen for business. In Carmel, Drew Smith, RTV6.